Good evening, everybody. We'll start the program for the evening. Let me introduce Dr. Nagaraju Sharma here. Dr. Saab is a PhD in Sanskrit from Mysore University. He got his PhD in the year 1991. His doctoral thesis was on Shankaracharya's writings and critical studies. He has been given many public talks on topics covering Sanatana Dharma, including Vedas, Upanishads, epics and Puranas, Guru Brahma, Tirupavi and other topics in Karnataka and other parts of India. His focus has always been on deciphering the inner meaning of ancient Indian wisdom. For his deep knowledge of Vedas, he has been honored with titles like Veda Seva Bhushan, Vedanta Ratna, Veda Shri. He's worked for close to 35 years in the telephone industry at ITI. Apart from this, he has also held other positions of responsibility. He was the Scouts and Guides Assistant District Commissioner and a member of St. John's Ambulance Brigade. He's also accomplished the very difficult journeys to Tirupati, Sringeri and Nagarjunagudu on foot as a senior citizen. Just for some of you who've been to the Jidnasa Study Circle for the first time, this is an initiative essentially to create a vibrant intellectual debate around contemporary issues and try and present an alternative that is not available in the mainstream media. This event happens bi-monthly and goes live to people on the web, which is where a large part of our audience resides. So for this particular evening, we have Dr. Nagaraju, and he will talk to us about the practical aspects of Sanatana Dharma. To make this topic relevant and interesting, we will use a very conversational format, which means that the program will initially be anchored by Kiran, who will set the discourse for the evening. Post that, there will be an open house session, and you can ask your questions, and have answers to them. So in all, we hope to conclude in about an hour's time. So thank you, Dr. Nagaraju, for joining us.
Okay, so let's get started. Good evening, everybody. My name is Kiran Kumar, and I'll be basically keeping this as more of a conversation with the professor, because he's a knowledge house. He knows so much, with a PhD in Sanskrit, and knowing all the meanings of Vedas and Upanishads, and he's been giving a lot of discourses in Kannada and English. So he's a knowledge house. So we'll focus on the aspects which I've collected from most of our audience in offline talks. So we'll get started with the first and the most important thing. We live in the age of science. We hear a lot about how the galaxies work and how the solar system works and everything. But when we had Yajurveda, the most conservative estimates is that it was at least 2,500 years back, maybe 3,000, maybe 5,000, depending on which school you go into. But it's long, long back, when majority of the world was talking about flat Earth, and you'll fall down from the other side of the Earth if you go too far. That kind of a scenario. There is a place in Yajurveda, Taittiriya Samhita. In that there is an Aruna Prashna, and Dr. Nagaraju knows a lot about it. So I would like to ask him first about what is so special about Aruna Prashna, and how does Aruna Prashna actually help us to understand how much they knew in that old age. He's going to be mixing up Sanskrit, Kannada, English and everything, but we will definitely make sure that everyone understands, and I will be jumping in as needed for this particular conversation. So over to Dr. Nagaraju.
Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha. In Taittiriya Aranyaka, one portion is called Aruna Prashna. Normally, Prashna means in Sanskrit or any language, Prashna means in our Indian languages, question is called Prashna. But in Veda, Prashna means a chapter. So Aruna Prashna is a chapter in Taittiriya Aranya. There they praise and worship and they give details about the Surya. The relation between Surya and Earth and Surya and us and our people, human being and other details. In Aruna Prashna, once there was a Rishi by name Vatsa. The name of the Rishi Vatsa. This Aruna Prashna comes in Yajurveda. That Vatsa Rishi, he was a deep yoga Siddha Purusha. According to our yoga, it says if you go level to higher level, you can leave this physical body and your manas and will, you can go from the body and go to universe. And if you like it, you can come back also.
Sir, please come here.
They must be.
It's okay, sir. Please sit up. He's talking about Yajurveda.
My battery was weak. Now battery becomes stuck up because the association of our Pandit Sri Krishna Bhatt. There, Dr. Vatsa Rishi, because of the yoga practice at higher level, he leaves this physical body and with his Sukshma Sharira, he goes out to the universe. He went on, he goes on rounding all this solar system. So he is surprised. Each one planet or satellite weighs thousands or crores of tons of weight, but there is no basic. Even we know a small piece of pill of a bird or a small piece of cotton, if you throw, gradually come back to Earth because Earth is attracting to that magnetic power. But tons, thousand tons weighing your satellites, even today, from past, today, in future also, it will be rounding. We have heard that there are 40 satellites rounding through the Jupiter planet. But that 40 satellites, they are rounding Atma Pradakshina and Pradakshina to Jupiter and Pradakshina to Surya also. With that weight and so thing, actually in traffic jam Bangalore, if one vehicle touches another vehicle, so many nonsense will happen. But so far, they are so particular, perfect, just like a military discipline. They are rounding through the solar system, day and night, from past, today, and future also. Nothing happens. This Vatsa Rishi was surprised. How it is possible? Then he feels some extraordinary physical power which is pervading everywhere, which we call in Sanskrit as Vishnu. Vishnu may be normally as a Upasya Devata, Shankha, Chakra, Gada. But above that, Vishnu means Sarvatra Vyapayati iti Vishnu. One is pervading everywhere. He is Vishnu. When Hiranyakashipu asked his son Prahlada, can you show your God in this pillar? Prahlada requested his father, Father, you put a hit through your Gada, he will come out. Somehow he was put into doubt. There may be something connection with Prahlada about this pillar. I don't want this pillar. You get your God come out from this pillar. Appaji is available in all pillars. By chance, Bhakta Prahlada drama is conducted. In that drama theatre, that Narasimha Swami makeup, that fellow will be standing in one pillar. In that case, that Prahlada actor should insist, Hiranyakashipu actor you show me from this pillar, because in other pillar, Narasimha Swami makeup man cannot be there. It was not so in the case of Prahlada. We call God as Sarva Shakta, Sarva Vyapi, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. So he is everywhere. You can hit any pillar, he will come out. So which is that Shakti which is available ever? That is Vishnu. Omnipresent, that is Vishnu. Sarvatra Vyapati, pervading everywhere, spreading everywhere. Oh, that Vishnu Shakti is controlling all these planets, satellites. We call that discipline, everything going up without hurting anything. Then he came back, comes, enters his Pura Sharira, and then he gives his feelings to their Shishyas and friends. There that mantra comes in Arana Prashna, Yene me vidrute bhumi, Vishnuna vidrute bhumi, iti vatsasya vedana. Vatsa Rishi, Vedana means normal like worry something. That's feeling. But Vedana is feeling something. This is the feeling. He felt this, he got this anubhava. Iti vatsasya vedana. This is the Vedana, this is the opinion, this is the anubhava, this is the statement of vatsa. What is that? Yena. Yena. Ime bhumi. All these satellites, planets, Vizrate, being controlled by whom? By which Shakti? That is Vishnu, pervading everywhere. Is the realization of Vatsa. It comes in Aruna Prashna. If you take this point, I think by Rishis, thousands of years ago, they had realized Earth is round, which Galileo started presenting, and people claim Galileo was the first man to say Earth is round. But before birth of Galileo, or Galileo's forefathers, before their birth, our Rishis had realized Earth is round. But after Purana came, that Purana is nothing but sugar-coated tablets. These small babies, they refuse to accept this Kasturi Matra, which removes all the phlegm in the lungs. But because it is so bitter, they don't accept. Then mother will make that honey, they mix in that Kasturi Matra and make to eat. Because of honey taste, that Kasturi Matra tablet will enter the body and then it will remove the phlegm from the lungs. Just like Kasturi Matra mixed with honey, sugar-coated tablets, B-complex tablets, it is dirty smell, isn't it? I think most dirty smell tablet is B-complex. So that now they have found out sugar-coated B-complex. They call it Biconex. Maybe the name of that company, I don't know. That if you take that Biconex, it will be sweetie. But big complex will go to body, it too is beauty. Like that, these Puranas have come as a sugar-coated tablets. But we are least worried about the sugar coating. We are worried about the medicine. That's all. Like that, in those days, our Rishis have realized Earth is round. And we accept because it is available in Hydropressure Krishna Yajurveda.
Thank you very much, sir. See, we talked a little bit about Yajurveda. Now let's go back to Rig Veda, the oldest available scriptures of any continuous civilization today. In Rig Veda, we hear a lot about Mantra Pushpa. Go to any temple, they talk about Yopam Pushpam Veda. They keep chanting about Mantra Pushpa as a salutary thing for at the end of any puja. I would like to ask upon Dr. Nagaraj Sharma to talk a little bit about what is really the Yopam Pushpam Veda. What is this Mantra Pushpa? Because UNESCO went and UNESCO a few years back has declared chanting of Vedas as one of the greatest significant milestones in the human history. They have recognized it as one of the topmost things. So I would like to ask him, when they talk about Vayurva Apamayatanam or Agnirva Apamayatanam, when they talk about Mantra Pushpa, what exactly is this Mantra Pushpa and how is it significant? I would like to ask upon Dr. Shah.
In this first point about Earth is round, I was allotted 10 minutes to complete this subject. I was unable to complete in 10 minutes, so I have taken 9 minutes, actually. This mantra pushpa, this also comes in Yajurveda. Taittiriya Aranyaka. First Prapataka is Aruna Prashna. For Thayanacharya and Bhattabhaskara Mishra, two great scholars have given the written commentary and Vyakhyana or Bhashya on this Krishna Yajurveda. Total 1300 mantras are there. They have been given in 10, each 10 mantra called as one hanas. 130 hanas are there in Aruna Prashna. There 22nd chapter, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. These 7 mantras, 70 mantras in divided into each hanas, so 7 hanas, 7 into 10, 70. There this Aruna Prashna, this mantra pushpa comes. Normally, while doing archana for the gods, after Mahamangala Arati, Pradhana Arati, people call it Mangala Arati or Arati. North Indians or South Indians, they do in their own way, but it is Arati. No difference may be in presentation, but Arati is common theme in throughout India. All the Hindus do this Arati. There, after Arati, we offer some flowers to God. That flowers should not be offered mechanically. You should offer electrically. For that what we do, we chant some mantra, and with the mantra we offer these flowers to the God. So the pushpa which is offered with mantra, it is called mantra pushpa. That flower, it may be anything. Or sometimes if flower is not available due to many reasons, some rice being mixed with arishana or kumkuma, manjal, we will mix it offer. So any item, we call it pushpa, but with mantra we offer. So it is called mantra pushpa. Sometimes in Shaiva deities, they take Mahanyasa mantra. One portion is there. They do for mantra pushpa. Brahmatman vada srujata tadakamayata tadatmana padyayeti atmannatman nitya mantrayata. That is Shaiva Sampradaya. In Vaishnava Sampradaya, there is a famous Narayana Sutta. Sahasrashirsham devam vishvacham vishvashambhavam Vishwan Narayanam Devam Aksharam Paramam Padam. But time is very short, we have to conclude. People are waiting. Many devotees nowadays, they are suffering from gastric trouble and face complaint, hernia, like that. And some major diseases there, they are uncurable. What cannot be cured must be endured. They are, we call it, diabetes and heart problem, BP also. They cannot control their hunger for a long period. You take puja and you forget us, then a doctor may have to invite us. In such case, we have to conclude. Then their short mantra pushpa is there. Raja Adi Raja Prasakya Vakine, conclude within 2 or 3 minutes. Like that, another mantra pushpa is there. It may take about 5 minutes, that's all. That is mantra pushpa. And offering the pushpa with mantra. That is mantra pushpa. That is Yopam pushpam veda pushpavan prajavan pachuman bhavati. Repetition of mantra will be there in some pyaras. There we should be careful. After which para, next para should come. Further they are listed the first 2 words of the para. Pushpam, Agni, Vayu, Asovaitapan, Chandrama, Nakshatrani, Parjanya, Samvatsaraha. So first Pushpa comes, then Agni comes, then Vayu comes, it comes that order. So if you remember this line, so you can chant automatically. So you need not worry after that which comes after Pushpa, Agni. Pushpa, Agni, Vayu, like that. In many places we give this. Even that Iyengars, Shiva Vaishnavas, Iyengars anta helokagalla. Sometimes even Naidu Vaishnavites, they are better than the Shiva Vaishnava Brahmins. They chant Tirupavi in a better way in Tamil Nadu and Andhra and other places. There in that Tirupavi normally it will be worshipped during that Marhali Masa of Tamil. That is Hindu Masa. That is 16th of December to 14th of January. The 30 poems are there. Each day they chant one poem. There also 30, but they will chant all the 30 poems one day. Every day 30 poems. But every day they take the meaning of one poem. Like that for 30 days. There also that first words they have collected. Margade, Vayam, Vongi, Adi, Mayanai, Pul, Keshu, Kilvanam, Tumani, Notru, Katru, Kanektu, Pullin, Vulgal, Yelle, Nayagam, Ambaram, Mundu, Puttu, Muppattu, Etra, Angan, Mari, Andri, Varutti, Male, Udari, Karavai, Chetram, Bangatai. If you remember this list, you will remember after this that alone comes. Like that, this Pushpa Agni. There, Pushpa, Agni, Vayu, I will be taking the fourth because we are under the control of Kala Purusha, time factor. We have to squeeze something. Alright. Number 4 I am taking. Asovai tapan napa mayatanam. Anybody knows this mantra, you can join with us. There is no binding that only person sitting on the stage, they are all authorized to chant like that. Whole team, they are our, because we are one house. We are taking this with our open heartedness. You know one proverb in English, houses are built by hands, but homes by hearts. We are in the home, not house. So you can join with us, provided you know it. Or you can offer your 2 years. We will offer 1 month. Asovai tapan napa mayatanam ayatanavan bhavati yo mushyatapata ayatanam veda ayatanavan bhavati apova amushyatapata ayatanam ayatanavan bhavati ya evam veda yopa ayatanam veda ayatanavan bhavati. Aso vai tapan apam ayatanam. Tapan means Surya. Tapano bhaskaro ravihi. It comes right there in Aditya Hridaya Stotra, where Agastya Maharshi comes to the war field of Lanka and advises Sri Rama to chant the Surya mantra and get power from Surya, and you can easily apply this Brahmastra to Sri Rama. There Agastya gives that Upadesha. There that point comes. Tapano bhaskaro ravihi. Tapan andre one who does tapa. Because of Surya's tapa, the water in the ocean will be evaporated and go with a steam to the and form the cloudy one. Like that tapan who do tapa. Asovai tapan, this tapan Surya, apam ayatanam. He gives the ashraya or support or home or accommodation to the water. One who realizes this point, he will also be called like the Ayatan one. And he will also be accommodated in that. Why Tapano Bhaskaro, water, he gives support. Even in mantra you say, Arisya Jayate Vrishtihi. This rain comes from Surya. Surya evaporates the water from the sea. It will go, take the form of cloud. This smoke and other mixing something. Normally, you take any dish, eating dish also. One point from that you cannot eat. So to support that, they mix something. You know Damrot made out of cucumber. But mere cucumber, they don't get the sluggishness or tightness. So they add some soji, we call it in rave, that's a wheat podi. If you mix that, that damrod becomes strong. Just like a carrot halwa, they mix that Bengal garam powder, apply it to water. Then it gets mixed. Here also, that mix is there. But if you mix, you get it properly fixed. Then you can properly mix out. There, this Aditya Jayate Ravihi. There, that clouds will be moved by air, not air, sorry, wind, and then it will be dashed to the mountain and rain falls and hills in the river. We use it for many purposes or where water is absolutely required. In Tamil Tilkur, there is one word, it says rainwater will not only grow food to the eater, rainwater also become food to the eater. Tupparka, Tuppai, Tuppaki, Tupparka, Tuppai, Rom, Malay. But Tuppa in the Kannada says what Nagaraj is speaking 10 times Tuppa, Tuppa, but no, he is available in the table. Tuppa, that is one who utilizes rainwater will not only grow food to the eater, rainfall. After eating food, you have to drink water. So rainwater also becomes food to the eater. Like that, water, sarvayonitvadi karana, water is required by everybody. Nobody can say, I don't want water. Only there are some beings, I don't want water. But they will not be included in our list. They are, dead bodies. So any living body is required water. Even who do Satyagraha, just like our noble Anna Hazare and Ramdev and so many people, even from past Gandhiji also, they were taking at least little water. They were completely, they have left all the eatings. Though they have left all the eatings, they will have the meetings with the people on the subject. But they have to consume water at least 1 or 2 teaspoons. Otherwise, if your body becomes dehydrated, then body will not allow anything to go inside. So you will be allowed to go only one place, which is being protected by our great Raja Purana, Harishchandra God. But that is a place in our office system, this Provident Fund loan, if for education purpose or for construction purpose, loan will be given. You need not return back, non-refundable loan. Like that, if you dehydrate your body, non-refundable loan, you have to go to burial ground or river, you will not be allowed to come back. So you must take water. So water is absolute necessary. Even in the absence of food you can live, but without water you cannot. That is insisting here. Sarva yonitvadi karanatu jalaha atyanta avashyakam. And another one thing, if there is no patients, what is the fate of doctor? If there is no doctor, what is the fate of patients? So who is must? Both are must. Patient should be there and doctor should be there. I prepare so many tasty foods I prepare. If no eater are there, no guests are there for the function, how to dispose this food? All the guests have come, but no food is there. What is it? So feeding the food and eating the food. So eater and feeder, the server and eater, both are absolutely required. One child asked his mother, "Oh mother, how did I come to this world?" This mother didn't like to explain. That small child, how can you explain? You won't ask your father. "Papa, how did I come to this world?" this father, you go to your mother. At least you tell me what you did it, through which of your contribution I came to this world. They were so confused that they were unable to give proper answer. The child declared, you both of you have done something else because that I have come to this world. You both are not their child went up. The commentary of the child may be childish, but the meaning is Parama Satya. Mata Purva Rupam Pitottara Rupam Praja Sandhi Prajananagam Santhanam. It comes in Tevapa. For coming to this world myself, my mother is and my father both are equally important. Acharya and Shishya both are equally important because it's Mathana that Vidyas. Acharya Purva Rupam Antevasi means student, Uttara Rupam Vidyasandhi. Like that, in the absence of water, Surya, what he can do? So without water, there is no value for Surya, and without Surya, there is no value for this water. You can see drain water going outside. You cannot stand for a minute feeling that dirty smell. But that drain water flowing miles together and joining Kaveri and then to Bay of Bengal, again evaporated, comes to Kurgan from the river, again pumped out your water, you are drinking the same water you left out. No third water is available in the world. The cycling process, it is, you have to accept. Is it not? Like that, without water there is no value for Surya, without Surya there is no value for Jala. Like that, we go to Maya and MTR. If you don't go, MTR will become Papa. If you know MTR is there, we have to accept that what is food prepared by our grandmother, whether it is tasty or not. So MTR is also must and the customer is also must. Like that, water is also must and Surya also must. In there, by releasing this, what is the benefit for us? Because of the Surya, we will stand with the Tejasvi, bright face. If you see that face, that person, I would like to see again and again, so attractive and so bright, the Surya Anugraha. And because of the water, he will have that calmness, just like cold water. If you feel uneasy, even a person who takes cold water bath, if he comes out, you can see a freshness in his face. So the freshness and this Tejas, both will come to us because of worshipping this mantra. Surya is the main part for keeping that good health. You can see now a costly nursing homes. Many patients you there, only Muslim ladies. If you go to government hospital, you see Muslim ladies. Why they are alone come to hospitals than others? The reason, they always go with that burqa. Because that burqa, they will not allow sun to enter their skin. There is a proverb in naturopathy, where sun does not enter, there doctors enter. Because they don't allow, even house, they will put a curtain to the main entrance. They will not allow Surya to enter their house. Because of that, you see, village people, they work in fields, open to sky and sun. They don't get this small disease. Which call we can in Kannada, negative, chemo, don't know. These disease they will not attack because sun rays in our body, bones, like calcium in the strong. When you become strong, no question of harm. Another one thing, you take Chandrama. Chandramava apamayatanam ayatanavan bhavati yas chandramasa ayatanam veda ayatanavan bhavati. Ayatanavan Bhavati. Chandra is the Adhara, support for water. Like that, water is support to Chandra. Both are mutually supporting each other, Chandra and Jala. The notorious juice which is in solid form in Chandra, if comes out in the form of honey juice or mist to the earth, there it will fall to Bhumi, earth. That honeydew is the Amrita Rasa of Chandra. That gives energy and potential for anything. Nowadays, because of the refrigerator and other things, there are so many natural processes have been avoided. But normally in village people and even city people also, these villagers grow these leaves, which call in Kannada as soppu, leaves. I think in Hindi they call bhaji. Those leaves they will remove from the earth along with the roots, and after washing that they will keep that in ulta form, and the root top only, leaves bottom only. They keep it on the open to sky on the top of the house. So night honeydews build. That will be attracted by the roots. Next day morning, they will come and place in the market. If you go there, you feel that it has been removed from the earth just now. It will be so fresh. How? Because it is sucking through the root. Like that, Chandra is supporter for water. Water is supporting Chandra. Both are mutually supporting each other. If you realize this, what happens? Because of the water relation, because of the Chandra relation, Chandra is the supporter of will. Surya is supporter of bones and eyes. Even Veda also it is called Chaksho Suryo Ajayata. Through that Vishwarupa, his eyes, Surya is born, and Chandrama Manaso Jataha. From his will, Manas, Chandra has come. So if you worship Chandra or really this mantra and chant, because that your willpower will become strong. When you get willpower strong, you can dash anything. And like that, because water will get cool and more active. Normally, see, in a president or a chairman in a board meeting, he will not speak, he will not act, he will sit just like a idol. Do you say he is sleeping? No, he is not sleeping. He is observing everything, but he is silent. If the members go fight, then he will put the bell. Hello, don't make it a masquerade. This is a board meeting. You calm, become calm. Normally, fathers people, normally in all accounts field, people will select to a past be calm because they will be calm.
Yes, sir. Beautiful, sir. Thank you very much. So, we'll now go a little bit into easier topic because a lot of this Sanskrit mantras and everything, they're good and they're very complicated. At the same time, they're you need a little bit of background to get to the bottom of it. So, we'll go into an easier thing. Most of you must have heard of Girish Chandra. He was you heard about it, right? If not, he's going to explain. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was there, Girish Chandra was there. What was their relationship? Who was Girish Chandra? And the most important part is, what exactly is this concept of guru? How can a guru, a person who has no authority over you, realistically, he doesn't pay you anything, he doesn't own your job, he doesn't own your house, he doesn't have any control, physical control. How could a guru transform a person into something extraordinary? So I would request Dr. Nagaraj Sharma to talk about Girish Chandra's life story a little bit so that we understand the guru concept now. And we don't need a lot of mantras to understand this.
Yes, sir. Normally, if a person who is not having any bad habit, normally I think people will not call him as a citizen. Nowadays, any person should have some bad habit. A person who is not having any bad habit, we call him he is a teetotaler. Isn't it? I think it is mentioned in dictionary also. A teetotaler, not a tea drinker, teetotaler is having no bad habits. Like that, if a person has bad habits, particularly drinking liquors, that not a little quantity, buckets and apple. Those persons, I don't know whether it is available in dictionary or not. Normally they call it by name, he is a boozer. A boozer means heavy drunkard. There was one person, Girisha Chandra Chattopadhyaya, in Calcutta, while Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was available physically. That Girish Chandra was financially also strong, but was going in a path of wrong, that is liquor. I think he had tasted all type of liquors available either in India or in abroad. Through the persons who take liquor frequently, from that I have heard highest liquor business people are Scotland people. And this liquors supplied from Scotland is most costlier and more tastier. Those they say. That Girish Chandra had some Prachina Krama. Even any liquor he takes, either illicit liquor which call in Kannada Kalavatti Sarai, or any good liquor, within a short period, few minutes, that mother, we call in English kick, which will come down. He take any brand. Normally people say this army soldiers have been they supply this some drinks while going to war. He should have no worry about his wife or children while entering the war. He should have mental balance. Further, there is some liquor, they call it rum, that contains more percentage of alcohol. This bloody fellow, this Girish Chandra, even he takes that, within few minutes that kick will come down. It was a great worry for him. Then somebody told him, there is one sadhu available in that Belur, Dakshineshwar Belur Mata. That sadhu, I don't know what he drinks. Once he comes with the kick, he will be there in that position for not less than 3 hours. He was so curious. Is it so? Immediately he rushed into Dakshineshwar and Belur. He met Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Hello brother, I came to know that you are having some practice. You can sit in that position for 3 hours. You will let me know which is that brand, which is available in which shop. Paramahamsa told that is available but not available in shop. That I will personally prepare and consume that. Come and tell me that formula. I will also prepare. I will tell you that you can prepare only on one condition. Every day you should come to our satsanga. Every day evening you should sit there. First I have to test your capacity, not your mind. Whether you are a proper person, you are a cheater or a robber. So if you continuously come for a few days, then if I realize you are really a good man, then I will give that upanisha of that formula, how you have to prepare that liquor and enjoy it. He immediately agreed. He came to satsanga. Gradually, in few days or few months, he forgotten to take liquor. And when Paramahamsa realized he had left taking liquor, he gave that upanisha and yoga sadhana, and he became one of the Patta Shishya, close Shishya to Paramahamsa Guru. You know what happened? Paramahamsa, when he sits in that Nirguna Samadhi, he can sit for 3 hours continuously. The Girish Chandra used to sit for 5 hours continuously. He exceeded Paramahamsa. Of course, in our Sampradaya we say, Shishya Richet Paraya. Guru accepts a defeat from Shishya. That means Shishya has come up well. Not that the negative thoughts, but critical and positive. Even for joke's sake, we say, Guru Namichana Shishyuru in Telugu. Like that, Kirisha became even beyond the level of Paramahamsa once he was ours to him. It has become possible because this satsanga. For that alone, there is one proverb in Hindi, I think many persons know. Sadhu ko sadhu mile to do baat, gade ko gade mile to do laat. If you join good people, it will make you good. Burning fire, if you throw one damp of wood, what becomes? First the dampness will go. It will be a dried food. Then fire will enter. Here, that wood piece will become fire itself. There you cannot identify, this is the portion which I had thrown at that time. You can see only the fire. So, by satsanga, any bad can become good. Any good become more good like that. This is possible. This is one instance. It has been quoted by Master Mahashaya in that Ramakrishna Vachana Veda. That a diary of Master Mahashaya. Then, beautiful.
Thank you. So in a short while we'll start taking questions also. A couple of things to cover. We heard about Guru, heard about what Ayurvedic people had actually seen, and the significance of some of the environmental things. Of course, Mantra Pushpa is very long. It itself needs a session by itself. We covered only a small portion, just to give us an idea of how interdependent we are with everything and how water is important. We'll go back to Chandogya Upanishad now, back to Upanishad area. Living in 21st century, we all hear, you say there is God, there is Bhagwan, but where is it visible? How can you talk about a visible world, and how can you talk about an invisible creator or Bhagwan inside you, external? Doesn't matter. I'm not seeing that person. So Chandogya Upanishad, there is a case over there with Shvetaketu asking his guru. So I would like to ask Dr. Nagaraju to talk a little bit about Chandogya Upanishad and what is this whole visible world and invisible God or creator or Bhagwan, and how did the Upanishadic people, thousands of years back, realize that? Please.
Chandogya Upanishad comes in the Samaveda. Normally in Veda, they sort it to 3 portions. One is Samhita, another is Brahmana, another is Upanishad. Samhita is prayer for gods, that is Samhita. And Brahmana means not Brahmin community, that Brahmana means Yajna Bhaga. So after praying God, doing puja to Agni Mukha. Yajna, the Yajna Bhaga, that is being detailed how to construct a Yajna Kunda. All details will come in that Brahmana. All Veda they are Brahmana. Aitreya Brahmana, Taittiriya Brahmana, Shatapatha Brahmana, Kandya Brahmana, like that. And another portion is philosophy. Samhita, Brahmana and Upanishad. This philosophy portion, normally student used to go and sit near the Guru and then get Upanisha or Anagrana. Upa means near the Guru. Ni means Nipata, Sad means sitting. Going and sitting near the Guru and getting his Anugraha and guidance. Sometimes Guru may be confused, but Shishya may be perfect than Guru also. Once what happens, Panini Maharshi, he composed this Samskrita grammar, Samskrita Vyakaranam. But there was some disturbance by Katyayana and Varavati. that Vartika. Then Panini was puzzled. Then asked his Guru Vaishnampayana, what shall we do, sir? He gives everything contradictory items. No, don't take this contradictory. Where you fail, he will pass. You do one thing. Again you meditate on Shiva. He will show you some guidance. He meditated Shiva. In that meditation, he got on the TV screen that Shiva taking out the Nagaraja standing in his neck and throwing towards Pani. Immediately he opened eyes, he saw nothing. It was afternoon, he went to river, do Snana, and then offering Arghya to Surya. While taking the water, he saw a baby snake, a small snake that is a cobra in the water. Normally, water snakes, we call in Kannada Kere. No other snakes lives in the water. If a falls down, it will swim and come out. Because this is a baby short cobra, with mercy, he took it to the ground and put it on the floor. Immediately, that snake becomes the form of a Rishi. Anybody will be shocked, isn't it? By this instance. Panini was also shocked. Then he asked that person, who are you? What that question was, Kor Bhavan. Bhavan, you. Kor, who are you? That person, Rishi, replied, Sapaha. When he spelled out Sapaha, at that time, the shock of the Panini was gone. He came to normalcy. Then find out, you have to tell Sarpaha, a snake taking the form of Rishi, isn't it? But in Sarpa, you told Sapaha. Then that Ra, Refaha Putragataha. Where are gone that Rakara, Ra? That he says, Tvayapurata, you already taken. He would have spelled Ko Bhavan. Instead of that, he spelled Kor Bhavan. Tvayapurata, you already taken. Then he realizes, a person who can correct me also, a grammar professor, he has been corrected by this fellow. Then this may be the person which I dreamt. Immediately that Rishi says, yes, you are correct. Then he realizes Adishesha has come in the form of this Rishi. In what is your duty? Parameshwara has asked me to become your disciple and learn all the Vajrayana Shastra. He taught. Before taught, he had to give some name. He would have come through parents, they have given some Namakarana. Here it is not so. A serpent, a cobra, snake, becomes the form of Rishi. What Namakarana you do? So he created a name. Normally, joining the hands like this, we call this as Anjali. Patana means falling down. Anjalya Patitam. Through this Anjali, you are fallen into ground. So he was called as Patanjali. What a beautiful Namakarana. Kettu Sundarvai. Patanjali. Then Patanjali sits by the side of, and he gets all the Vyakana Shastra. Then he goes to Katyana. Then he forms a Grantha. It is called in Sanskrit Mahabharata. Normally, Sanskrit circle you feel those people, if you call Mahabharata, immediately you realize it is nothing but Patanjali Vyakana Bhasha. Patanjali is such a great param, great Rishi. He has not only written Vyakarana Shastra, he has written Yoga Shastra. Even Patanjali Yoga Sutra, no other Yoga Shastra can outbid such a great Grantha is written on Yoga. And above these two, he has written another Grantha on Ayurveda also. Normally our personality is divided into three. One is physical body, another is our talk, another is our manas, mind or will. Now we have to see the perfectness of the physical body. For that you refer Ayurveda. He has written Ayurveda, Patanjali. To keep your tongue free and clean, you have to spell out perfectly. No defect will be there. When there is no defect, it will be perfect and the effect will be nice. Otherwise, wrong will be going hereditary. Because one man was there, he was unable to spell properly in English. He used to say, electricity, electricity. Somebody corrected. Yes, now I say perfectly. Come and tell me. Again he says, electricity. Then they complained to his father. Oh father, your son spells like the electricity. Kindly correct him. Father says, his capacity is only so much. His capacity is only so much. Oh, father fetu is there. Magan fetu. Grandfather there. How to compare? What your grandfather, your grandson says electricity and your father says capacity. Grandfather said, don't do publicity of this. Our publicity is this fellow capacity, he will be electricity. Oh, genes is what you talk, perfect, no defect. For that you want grammar. Grammar is there, language glamour. Isn't it? That grammar was written by Patanjali Mahabharata. And third is, you have to keep your mental happiness, mental power. If you keep your mental power strongly, there will be no wrong and you will go still higher. Dr. Alexis Carrel has written a book in English, Man the Unknown. It has been translated, I think, by Professor Ramchandra also. It is published in Mysore University, Avyakta Manava. Devudu Narasimha Shastri, while writing that Mahabrahmana, in the preface, he has quoted this English para of Dr. Alexis Carrel. Man is simultaneously a material object, a living being, and a focus of mental activities. Man is simultaneously a material object, Yada Deha, isn't it? Material object, a living being, and a focus of mental activities. But he belongs to another world, although enclosed within himself, but stretches beyond space and time. Another world. Of this world, if his will is indomitable, if he goes Indriyatita, about Indriya level, indomitable, he may travel over the infinite cycles of beauty contemplated by artists, poets and scientists and ultimate realizer of all things who want to see the truth of the mankind. This para Devudu Narasimha Shastri has inserted in the preface of Mahabrahmana. There he says, if his will is indomitable. So go to Indriyatita Sthiti, you want Yoga Shastra. That's also composed by Patanjali. So Patanjali, to keep your manas perfect, he has written Yoga Shastra. To keep your tongue perfect, voice, he has written this Vyakarana Shastra. To keep your physical body perfect, he has written Ayurveda Shastra. For that one prayer is there on Patanjali. Yogena Chittasya Padena Vachaha Balam Sharirasya Cha Vaidyakena Yopakarotam Pravaram Muninam Patanjalim Pranjalim Maratosmi. Yogena Chittasya of the manas, malam, that dosha has been removed by Yoga Shastra. Padena Vachaha. Vachaha is a Shakti Vibhakti. Vachaha, about vak. Padena, pada means in Sanskrit, code word is there. Pada means Vyakarana. Normally, Sringeri Shankaracharya comes, he is praised by some list. Srimad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka. There, Padavakya Pramana Paravara Parena on line is there. Pada means Vyakarana, Vakya means Mimamsa, Pramana means Tarka. So that Guruji is perfect in Vyakarana Shastra and Tarka Shastra and Mimamsa Shastra. So Padavakya Pramana. Pada means here ವ್ಯಾಕರಣ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ. ಪದೇನ ವಾಚಃ. By pada under Vyakarana Shastra has purified our voice. Sharirasya about physical body. Vaidyakena by Ayurveda Shastra. Yogena Chittasya malam yaha apakarot. Vachaha malam padena yaha apakarot. Sharirasya malam Ayurveda Shastra yaha apakarot. Tam Pravaram Muninam, great Rishi among Rishis. Rishi Pravara, great Rishi. Tam Pranjalim, joining both the hands, I salute in his feet. Yogena Chittasya Padena Vachaha Madam Malam Sharirasya Cha Vaidyakena Yopa Karotam Pravaram Muninam Patanjalim Pranjali Ranatosmi. So what should be there. One Hindustani musician was there. Because he was not knowing properly Kannada, he was not knowing where we have to halt. Yadavani ba Yadukula Nandana Madhava Modusu Danava. Dana means cattle. Madhusudana means a god who killed that Rakshasa Madhu. Madhum Sudayati iti Madhusudana, one who killed Rakshasa. Or Madhu means Amrita, Prema, Tam Sudayati means squeezes. He squeezes Madhu and offers Madhusudana. Or Madhum Sudayati kills. But he is Madhusu giving heart, then say Danabar. Cattle, you cattle come. Sri Chamundeshwari Palayamam. Through Shri Cha, then give a heart, then says. Our Dasara Pada is there. Odi Baraya Vaikuntapati. Odi Baraya Vaikuntapati Ninna Noduve Manadadi. So beautiful. This fellow doesn't know the meaning. Odi Baraya Vaikuntapati Ninna. Vaikuntapati becomes a lame fellow. So Vyakarana should be there. Patanjali has done that one.
So what about that banyan tree?
Then
That's the last thing.
like that, Gautama Harindra Mata, one great player. Uddala Karuni was another Rishi. There Uddala Karuni, this Shvetaketu, a student and a son also, goes to the Guru and asks him. Normally people say, all this world has been created by God. And say God is invisible. You cannot see through this charma chakshu. This eyes you cannot see God. When God is no sharira, not available, not visible, you cannot have darshan of God through your eyes. But this thing which is available through our darshana, this is created with him mandra. A person who cannot be visible, how can I realize? How can I accept? What a beautiful question. Then he says, you go there to the banyan tree, which call in Kannada Aladamara, we say in Sanskrit, Negroda or Vata. Even today, there is one big city available in India. If you go to that city, you go to any circle, you can see a Vatavriksha, banyan tree. That is Vadodara, formerly called as Baroda in Gujarat. Even today I have seen there is one Kannada Sangha in Vadodara, that Baroda. They had invited me to give a lecture on some subjects. I stayed there in a relative's house and gave a lecture in Kannada. I went to, you go to any circle, in that circle you can see one Vatavriksha. So a city which is having so many Vatavriksha banyan tree in their Udara stomach city. So Vata Udara Vadodara. English people, because they doesn't know properly pronounce, they are called Baroda. But even today they have corrected this. Even the railway gate say Vadodara junction. You can see any circle, you can see a banyan tree. Rare, of course. That you bring one fruit, you brought. You break it, that fruit. What is there inside? So small seeds are there. You separate one seed. He separated. You break that seed and tell me. After breaking that seed, I see nothing inside. Only it was powder. So you cannot see the Shakti available inside that seed. But you have to accept with that seed, this big banyan tree has been grown. Isn't it correct? Like that way, a God who is not visible, he can create this world which is visible. But that God is nothing but yourself. Sa Atma Tattvamasi Shveta Hetu. Tattva, that power, you are that Atma. So God is there. That is why in English there is one statement. A person who doesn't believe God, he says one statement. Who believe God, he gives the same statement, only splitting one word or jerking here and there. God is nowhere, he says Nastika. Na asti, God is not, he is called Nastika. That is atheistic also. God is nowhere. This Devara Bhakta, he comes, you are also correct, I am also correct, I will tell you, he says God is nowhere. That where first letter W, you bring it back to NO, NOW. God is now here. That's all. Anything?
Beautiful, sir.
Normally in any puja thing, we say Madhya Achamaniyam Samarpaya.
So there's a wealth of information available, but we also have to keep it a little interactive. So we covered basics of certain areas, and hope that if you're inquisitive, if you like, whether it is the Chandogya Upanishad part or the Yajurveda part or the Mantra Pushpa's effort, or how Girish Chandra was transformed, you can do a little more research and find out more and learn more about Dharma, the practical aspects. Okay, so I think we really thank Dr. Nagaraja Sharma for getting us that spark, and I hope that it will really pick up and you'll go further. So what we'll do is we will now take up some questions. We will keep it pretty simple. We'll start with anybody can ask questions. So please do it in about 60 to 90 seconds, and then he will answer in about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll go to other people. So we'll take a few questions. Please keep it very relevant to the topic, Dharma's part. Yes, sir. We'll come to you. Go ahead, JD.
Yeah. There's an issue with religion nowadays in this.
Others will also. Yeah.
No, that might want to. That might.
No, it's fine. Yeah. I was going to say is going back to your first question. In an age of science, there's this question with religion always as to the ritualistic aspect and the philosophical aspect. And normally you will see a lot of people doing rituals, and you have a sort of bhakti, and they feel that they have connected to God or whatever, larger nature. But then there are those who want an intellectual satisfaction in the practice of their religion. So I was just wondering what your views are on this divide. I mean, first of all, it is partially artificial to divide it that way. But what would your suggestion be to a person who is religious? How to approach this fundamental issue of practice versus intellectual curiosity?
Basically, it's trying to understand sampradaya, all the rituals. You have to do this, you have to do that, Namadi, Puja, everything. And you also are trying to intellectually connect. So what exactly is the connection or difference? If I may put that.
Normally, this sampradaya has come through our elders or leaders. What they do, like that, what the mother or father do, the child will follow it blindly. But after coming to some age, that child will realize, our father, mother was not allowing me to go near the fire. I want to go near the fire, but because my mother are not allowing, I am not going. But after they come to that age, then they will realize, why my mother was avoiding me to go near the fire? Because my finger will be burned. So the realization will come after to get some anubhava. Till we get that experience anubhava, some statement will be there. We will follow it. But after realization which will come, for example, once two devotees went to a temple. By the time they entered the temple was locked. So one man came out and sat on the stone piece. Another man did a projection of 2 or 3 and prostrated and sat. The first man asked him, what bloody fellow, you are doing projection and namaskara to the lock of the door. What is the use of this? He told, nobody can lock my God. They have locked only the room to avoid a theft of the materials available, jewels and other items available in the Garbhagriha. God has seen me. For his cosmic eyes, this wooden piece of the shutter is not an object. Vigna, they have seen me properly. But if the door was open, I would have also seen. So 50% I got benefit. Then this fellow realized, yes, you are correct. He also did the same thing. Again, another day they came, and when they were standing in the queue, their turn, at that time that prasada was exhausted. We are the really ill-fated persons. See, by the time we came at prasada exhausted, that first man told them, no prasada exhausted, I am leave for it. I got the prasada. I have the darshan and tirtha. I am satisfied. This prasada, any quantity you consume, tomorrow morning it will go out. That darshan prasada will stand permanently in my heart. So I am satisfied. Like that, these sampradayas have come just to make us to realize. Sometimes the person who implemented some sampradaya, they will also be not knowing. But after coming to that age, we will realize that maybe one baby having that idol of a elephant, the mother says, this is elephant, this is the idol of the elephant. That baby says, no, my ma'am has told, this is elephant alone, this is elephant idol. That baby gives more value Acharya Vakya than Matru Vakya. But while taking that baby to Nagarokale or Bandipur forest, there I will go to book that room. By that time, my grandfather will be holding the baby. That baby say, Tata, you can see elephant standing there. That tamed elephant will be there. Next day you have to go on that elephant ride to see the wildlife. After coming back to Bangalore, if you say this is elephant, Appa, this is not elephant. The elephant is so huge. We saw Nagarvale, that is the elephant. This is the idol. The moment that baby realizes she is a real elephant, they will have no interest with this. So if we see really Ganesha, then we are really least worried about the temple or idol or anything. You want what? You shoot out everything. But till such time, we accept this model of Ganesha. Then we are baby. Maybe by age we may 70 or 80, but mentally we are babies. The moment we realize the real elephant, we will ignore this model of the elephant. Like that, Sampradaya has come, but Shastra and Sampradaya difference is there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you.
So on your first point, where first question, in the answer you said that a rishi meditated and he realized, and he realized or he experienced in his head that, and he saw the solar system, he envisioned the solar system. But in today's the modern scientific outlook, I mean, I think the value of experience-based knowledge is not recognized until there is a valid proof. So I mean, how do we reconcile these two things? And second thing is, I mean, how should Vedas sort of internalize or deal with so much new knowledge that has been created in the last 100 or 200 years?
Basically a question, experience ಮಾಡಿ ಋಷಿಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಈಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಾನೀಗ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಇವರು ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ತೈತರಿಯ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
Normally, I have undergone firefighting training. I was in Home Guard. I retired Home Guard commander. I worked in Home Guard for 18 years. I have undergone firefighting, ambulance, rescue, and so many other rifle drill, rifle shooting. I have participated with the rifle in the Republic Day parade also. After that, I came to this Sanskrit philosophy field. And today, when you looking at this dress and that khaki dress, you cannot say that Nagaraj or this Nagaraj. He may be another Nagaraj, like that. In that firefighting, that fire officer told first to extinguish the fire, you have to know how fire happens, how fire creates. You should know this, then you can extinguish the fire. What is the reason is, extinguishing the fire, only one formula cannot be applied for all types of fires. For that, first you realize how fire occurs. So 3 points are there for Srishti of Agni. One is heat, another is burning material, another is oxygen. Where in rising up to some particular temperature, heat and then oxygen and burning matter, fire occurs. If you know this rahasya, secret, it will be easy to you to extinguish the fire. By chance, one shop has been put into fire. There you can remove the other items which are not touched by fire. Remove all the clothing, any items, throw it away. So fire will be stopped. When heating is not there, you will get out from the meals. You will be the eating table, dining table. When food will not be served further, you will get out and wash your hand. Like that, when burning materials will be removed, the fire cannot again you have to come down. Then you put water and extinguish that. By chance, one building is put into fire. How can you remove the burning material? A multi-story building is a burning material. In that shop, you remove the burning material. How you can burn material? Then that fire officer went to the top floor and saw a big tank full of water. He brought dynamite and shot from the ignite. Immediately when the old tank was blasted, all the water was gone, just like doing abhisheka to the Gomateshwara, like that. When the water flowed so much, because of the coolness, the temperature was brought down, and then only smoke was there. Immediately putting mask to the firemen went in and brought out all the unconscious person victims and sent it to hospital. So remove the burning material cannot be applied formula in case of building fire. You have to apply another formula. Likewise, by chance, one big hall is there, fire occurs. Then you have to avoid oxygen. You close all the shutters, all the windows and doors. No further supply of air or wind. So automatically fire extinguishes. Then you can remove the victims outside. So for each type of fire, the formula will go on changing. Like here also, one formula cannot be realized for everything. For example, even in science, can you say electricity? Unless you see anything, you have to accept. If you don't see, don't accept. Come on, show me the electricity. Only through the tester, then that coil comes red, you say electricity. Can you see fire? Show me independent fire. You can see fire only through firewood or in lamp or something coil. I don't want that lamp. I don't want a kerosene. I don't want firewood. I want to see fire. Can you see fire? No. you can see fire through media alone, which call in Sanskrit Upadhi, only through media. Like that, this will be realized only by Hanukkah. Yes, sir.
I'm coming from a very good lecture on the Hindu scriptures from the Institute of Science by Professor Ramanujan. So I asked 3 questions. Some more questions. I'm just asking 3 questions quickly. One is in the Indic systems of philosophy.
Can you come forward? Yeah, please.
Yes, please. In the Indic systems of philosophy.
Because your subject is forward, you are completely forward. Come on. This new seat is waiting for you.
Okay. In the Indic systems of philosophy, Buddhism, Jainism and Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism does not have a creator God. There is no God sitting with a computer there and clicking and saying, now this will happen. Hinduism to a certain extent aligns itself with that. Do we have a creator God as such, like the Abrahamic religions? Judaism, Christianity and Islam all believe in a creator God sitting there with a computer, supercomputer and clicking away and saying that this will happen at this time. But Hinduism does not generally believe in it. This is one. Second is, what is the main difference between Advaita and Vishwadvaita? And number 3 is in our scriptures, amongst the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Puranas, the Shrutis, the Smritis and whatever, what do they convey and in short? And what do they emphasize? 3 questions. The Vedas, the Upanishads, the Shrutis, Smritis and the Puranas. And there are some more, the Sutras and the Samhitas and various. So in concise form, what do they convey? But the most important is, do we have a creator God? Yes. We have, Buddhism has a consciousness which is omniscient, not omnipotent. The Buddhism, Mahayana and Hinayana both say it's omniscient, not omnipotent. It knows, it's a consciousness which knows we exist but can't do anything about it. But you can gain credit by doing good things and will recognize that. But it's not omnipotent, it can't change circumstances. You got to go through this life. Both Mahayana and Hinayana say that. Hinduism is supposed to be closely aligned with that. I mean, we have various streams, Advaita, Vishwadvaita. Second question, you can tell me the difference between Advaita and Vishwadvaita.
I didn't go to the first.
But now your first one is, do we have a creator God?
Actually, Hina and Mahayana, formally first was only Hinayana. But when a Hindu Raja, a king Hindu Raja, by name Kanishka, he was converted into Buddhism. Though I have converted Buddhism, his Hindu psychology was not gone out. That foundation was there. If you eat pakoda and after realizing by some good people, don't eat this pakoda, you always take only badam milk, which gives you sattvika feeling. He has taken badam milk inside. After that he got some bread. What that bread came? Pakoda bread alone came, not this badam milk. Why? First he has taken that pakoda. Unless that goes out, this will not enter. Like that Hinduism formality perfect register in the mind of that King Kanishka, Kushana dynasty. So he was very much worried. We always stick on idol worship, Hindus. These Buddhists, they don't allow for Vigraha idol worship.
No,
that is here.
Mahayana has more. Hinayana has less.
Just a minute. In Hinayana, no idol worship is allowed. Then Kanishka, a Hindu psychology original itself, he made one, he arranged one Vigraha of Gautam Buddha and kept in a Ratha chariot and went on a Rathosva. Then all these gurus, Hinayana gurus, bhikshus, they fought against it. But we rule in this. All Hindus were converted as Buddhists. They liked this because world samskara was there. They realized, oh, this is very good. We accept Gautam Buddha, Vigraha Aradhana and Rathosva, everything. So, for example, the present Pope and Vatican, our previous Pope had been to India. At that time, many Christians, Catholics, they asked the Pope, now Indian psychology, so much is there, the sampradaya and formalities. It is very difficult to come out from this. So kindly give me some modification. He then do all those things. You can keep photos, but you keep the photo and not Hindu gods, Jesus Christ. And worship him with flowers and everything. Do dhupa, arati, everything you do. Even you can.
It's a Krista.
Krista Stotra Shatanam Pujam Samarpayami. Then you can give that Mangalya and sari. You wear kumkuma, you wear flowers. All the Hindu models. Only thing is, Muniyappa has become Tamap, that's all. After that, Pope, the previous Pope or the present Pope advised like that. From that day onward, they started all this.